plenty of sunshine.
It's Trial Tuesday with attorney David Ayler, and a woman is charged with murdering her husband over the weekend in the Isle of Palms. Neighbors say this type of thing just doesn't happen in their neighborhood. Attorney David Ayler is here to talk more about the case. And David, first of all, we just got to get over the shock of it.
Right.
It's been all the buzz. It's so surprising, in Isle of Palms. But legally, what next? Has she been charged?
Well, she's now been charged, and so the way that works is because it's a murder charge, the bond for her cannot be set by the magistrate judge. Usually when you're arrested, within 24 hours, you go in front of the magistrate judge here in South Carolina, and most of the charges are actually set by the magistrate. However, murder cannot be set. So therefore, she'll have to wait and go in front of a circuit court judge who then can set the bond. And they'll look at flight risk as one issue and then danger to the community as the other one.
And what exactly is her murder charge?
She's actually just charged with actually murder.
Murder.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Okay.
And that's based upon just the singular incident that occurred. Now, obviously, what's going to be looked at from a defense standpoint is why did this happen? Why did she shoot her husband? And you're going to go back into the details of sort of whatever the relationship was there, and specifically to that day, and whether or not she felt threatened, and actually her life felt threatened to the point that she had to take lethal force against him.
Yeah, and that's what I want to ask. Is there a way, we don't know all the details, but that she could get off if she did feel threatened or endangered and was protecting herself? How would that work?
Well, absolutely. Here in the state of South Carolina, we're very much familiar with the Castle Doctrine, and then an extension of that, of course, is the Stand Your Ground law that we've heard about, which is somewhat controversial throughout the United States. And what that means is if you're being attacked by another person or being threatened by another person, in the state of South Carolina, the way that the law is viewed is you do not have to run or flee from the person. So to give you an example in this situation, if, and I don't know the facts better than anybody else that's reported it, essentially she was being attacked or being threatened by her husband with was reportedly even a knife. She would not have to automatically run out the back door or try to go run for help. She's allowed to essentially stay there and try to defend herself. So from a defense standpoint, this could be a scenario where you see her defense team come and say, yes, she did shoot him, that's clear, and yes, he is dead. But the only reason that that happened was because she was protecting herself from him.
How common is the Castle Doctrine? I know we talked about it a lot in
Right.
South Carolina. Other states, how many of them have something similar?
There's a lot of similar states, particularly in the South. I think there's over 25 states that have the Castle Doctrine and or the Stand Your Ground law, which again, basically what it boils down to is being able to protect either yourself or your own home as opposed to fleeing. So in these domestic situations, it's even a little bit more sort of intricate in that you're talking about self-defense as well. So, not only if it's a situation where you feel like maybe the person could attack you, if you feel like they're about to attack you. Now, there's been some different reported statements that this young lady actually, cut herself and in reference to try to make it look as if, she was getting attacked or had been attacked. That obviously comes into play on credibility, but it does not take away the fact that she potentially could have felt that she was going to be attacked and had to defend herself.
How long is this whole process going to take? Is this something that will go to trial? Is it something that will be resolved?
Well, potentially. That's one thing that's a lot different in the normal real-world court system than you see on television. These things are not all drawn, out and done within a couple of weeks. It'll be several months, and if there's a trial, you could look to, 18 months or more. It just really depends. There'll be a lot of fact-gathering and then determination whether or not there's an offer that she and her defense team are comfortable with, or if they have to move forward with actually take it to trial on the murder charge.
What could, she's been charged. If they find her guilty, what could the potential sentencing be?
She could look at going to prison for the rest of her life. But obviously there's a lot of other charges that could be, lesser included offenses of murder. She look at manslaughter and things like that. But right now they're always going to charge it at the highest level, and then what comes out from the facts thereafter could change it. Because remember, just being charged is a probable cause standard, which is fairly low to meet. A lot of people just think, oh, someone's been arrested, they're guilty, and it's nowhere close to that level of guilt just to get the actual arrest warrant signed by a judge.
In all your years, this is pretty uncommon for, a woman, right, to shoot her husband. It doesn't happen all the time.
You don't see it happen a whole lot, and you don't see it sort of happen in the middle of the day, and you don't see it in a bedroom vacation community like Isle of Palms.
Sure.
So I think these are the factors. Unfortunately, we have a lot of domestic violence that occurs in our state and other states, but these specific, facts are a little unique. So I think you'll see a lot of attention to this case over the next several months.
All right, thank you for all the insights.
No problem.
Again,
Thanks for having me.
Trial Tuesday with David Ayler right here, and we'll have much more coming up on Low Country Live.